Hello and welcome back. This is the fifth video in the series on top 30 advanced techniques in pivot table. So if you have not watched the previous videos, please go to the link given in the description below. If this is the first time you are coming to my channel, or if you are not subscribed to my channel, please subscribe and press the bell icon to get the notification on new videos. If you look at this pivot table, there is a subtotal for each product. For Apple, the total is 3028.72. Banana, there is 3179 and etc. By default, pivot table gives us the summary or sum of these values for each items here. So for Apple, it summed up all the revenue for all these sales rep. In case if I want the average of this summary, that means I want to know the average revenue by each sales rep for Apple or Banana, etc. We can get it by right click the product, go to field settings, and in the field settings here by default it is automatic, change to custom and click say I want sum. So already sum is there. I click sum and press the control button, and along with sum I want average as well. So I will click OK. So here along with the sum it has given us the average as well, and it is displayed for all the subgroups. For a banana also there is a sum as well as the average. If I want to get the max and minimum of this, right click on Apple, go to field settings. Here sum and average is selected. I will press the control button. Probably I will choose count, max and minimum. So that means we have selected sum, count, average, max, minimum for each product. You have lot of other options as well, standard deviation, variance, product, etc. So now we want only this. So I'll click OK. You can see there is a sum, there is a count. So count of items within this Apple, and here there's a average and there's a maximum within this Apple, and this is the minimum within this. This is not the summaries maximum or minimum. There's a product which is having 306 as a maximum and a minimum. If you want to cross check it, I will go here. I'll just double click to get the items here. Here you can see there is a 33.66 is the minimum and 306 is the maximum. That is what displaying here, 33.66 and 306. If you look at this pivot table, there is a year, product, sales rep and the revenue, and there is a group for product and there is a group for year as well. So if you look at this, there is a year and even that the grand total here. So for each year there is a subgroup and there is for the product as well. Sometimes we may require to copy this data for further analysis. In that case, we may require to have the product for all these rows, and also we may require to have the year for all these rows. One way of achieving that is copy this data to a different sheet, then put the formula here to copy this whatever is there in the top cell to the bottom, and that is time consuming. So what we can do is select this pivot table, go to the design tab, and here under report layout there is a option called repeat all item labels. That means the year is copied down here, and there's a Apple also copied down, and this is a banana copied down, and if you come to the year 2014 again it is copied down. So you can copy this to a different sheet and do the further analysis. If you don't want to repeat this, again you can go back to this report layout, and there is an option do not repeat item labels. That means again it comes back to the original status. Here you have sales rep and there's a revenue here. Suppose if I want to calculate the commission for this sales rep, maybe commission is 10% of this sales value, I can put the formula equals and this into the percentage. If you look at this formula, it is a big formula. I mean, little confusing. It says get pivot, net revenue, etc. So it is not the normal formula like, so this should have given me before. Instead of giving a long formula here, the get pivot data. So this may be confusing for someone, and in some places this is very useful, but some scenario this is very confusing. So what you want is equals and this B4 and multiply by 10%. So if you click here, this comes like this. So instead what we can do is we can type B4 and multiply by say 10%. So this is one way of achieving it, but again we have to type it manually. So instead what we can do is go to Analyze tab, and under options you have generate get pivot data is marked now. That is the reason it is giving us that formula. So we'll uncheck this. So now if I come to this cell, type equals and select this cell, so it is giving me only B4, not the get pivot or etc. So I'll just multiply this with 10% and press enter, and I can drag this data down. So this is all giving me the cell address only, not the get pivot. So again, if you want to get back to the original one, go back to Analyze and go to Options and mark this generate get pivot data. So now if I come here equals and press this one, so this is giving me get pivot data. So this is left to you, whichever is convenient to you or suits you, you can use it, either the get pivot data or the cell address. In this pivot table, we have adjusted this column width to suit our reporting. But upon refresh, suppose if I right click and refresh the data, this column width is getting back to the original size. So it is not staying back. So to avoid this auto adjusting, so we can go to pivot table options, and here there is a auto fit column width on update. So if I uncheck this and click OK, and now if I set this width to this one, if I right click and refresh it, so it is not changing this. Again, sometimes this may be useful, and in some cases this may not be a good option. Suppose if you have data with multiple columns here, and if you want this to be auto fitted, so you can go back to the same pivot table options and click here auto fit column width on update and press OK, and see immediately this is adjusted. So again I can increase the width here and right click and refresh it. So immediately that column width changes to the required length. So whatever the maximum width of this data, up to that it gets adjusted. In this pivot table, you can see the salesperson and this is the revenue. Suppose if I want to get the commission, maybe is 10% is the commission for the revenue, I can put the formula equals B5 and then multiply with 10%. So I am getting the commission as 15.9, and I can drag this and get the commission list. Now it is having only 5 line items, and we put the formula here. Suppose if I change this product to say Apple, so this has more line item here, so more salesperson name. That means again you have to drag this formula down. Every time we have to do this adjustment, so I have to do it like this. And again if I change back to say banana or some other product, maybe a cucumber, so this gives us a bad display. That means it is having formulas here as well, but there is no data. To avoid this type of problem, we can create a calculated field. So I will go with this all, and I'm going to delete this column. So instead of putting the formula here, we'll create the calculated field. Select this pivot table here and go to Analyze, and under Fields item, and I'm going to choose calculated field, and here I will write say commission, and here equals 10% into, and which is the field, this is the net revenue. Select this and say insert field. So commission equals 10% multiplied by net revenue, and I'll click OK. So this gets added automatically. If it is not added also, you can always put it. So if it is not there, I can put this commission back. That means this is the commission for this line item for this salesperson, and similarly, so even for the grand total also it's calculated. Now if I filter the product, suppose if I select Apple, so this gets adjusted. So it is only for the existing line items this comes, not extra. And if I go with say some other, say cucumber, it is having only one line item, and your commission is calculated only for that line item. So this is how you can have an extra field along with the existing one. So whatever the calculated field you are adding, it gets added to this list. So here this is a commission, this is a calculated field. So now it is 10%. Tomorrow they say this is 15%. So I can go back to the same place and change it. Select this pivot table, go to analyze, and go to field items, and choose calculated field. Here in the drop down you can find this commission. So commission, now this is 10%, maybe I will make it say 20%, and I'll click OK. That means it gets modified here. So here, so this becomes 212, that is 20% of this. So this is how you can create the calculated field as you require. You can create any number of fields. Suppose if I want to know the percentage, average, or whatever, you can create your own calculated field. Hope this video is useful to you. If you like this video, kindly put your comments, and also if you are not subscribed to my YouTube channel, please subscribe and press the bell icon to receive notification on new videos. Thank you for your time, and meet you in the next video.